Have you seen someone interview for a job where they just were not really sure that they were going to get it? The way that they are showing up in that interview is just not an accurate representation of that person's strengths and skills. Welcome back to my channel. I am Tiffany, and I have not posted a video in a while because I've been rethinking how do I want to better serve my community and my audience across all of my platforms. I've been a career coach for over 10 years, and I've really helped thousands of folks so far transition from jobs that made them feel stuck, miserable, they weren't being paid enough, to getting paid more. Right? Because that's been the cycle, the formula that I have been delivering and offering my clients. But even for myself, I really want to help align people in this new job market, in the hecticness and the unusual nature of what's been going on in the job market. I want to make sure that I am addressing the real concerns, not just when it comes to work, but how to find something that fits into your life so you get to still have your life around your job, not thinking about your job being outside of your life, right? Because you have so many talents, you have so many things that you want to do, and so many ways that you want to impact the world or to explore your own gifts. And the way that work has been set up so far, it just hasn't allowed many people to do that. And I've noticed that with a lot of my clients. So I'm back now from my hiatus, so I can really focus on remote work, helping people find remote work. That could be hybrid, that could be freelance, that could also be work from anywhere, because that's a little bit different from just simply remote work. Work from anywhere roles can allow you to really just work from Japan, work from the US, work from Switzerland, work from Panama, wherever. But what I'm finding is that a lot of people are feeling really stuck. They feel like there's too much competition, which there is a lot of competition, but it doesn't mean that everyone is doing it in the right way. So there are ways that you can really stand out with the right resources, with the right job boards, with the right framing of your resume. So stay tuned, and I'm going to really dive in. In this video, I'm going to talk about the big picture of how to find a remote work much simpler in the next few months. The job search typically takes around 3 to 6 months, but especially if you're looking for a very particular type of remote work or something that gives you a particular outcome, like maybe you're looking for a particular feeling or amount of flexibility, whatever it is, a particular amount of salary, then finding a remote job that's going to align with that might be a little challenging. So around 3 to 6 months is what I typically tell a lot of my clients. So if you are looking for that this year and you've been stuck and you need some support, this is what this video is. But comment and let me know the other concerns that you're having in your job search. And I would be happy to dive in deeper in other videos to talk a little bit more about how you can land more interviews, how you can land remote work, fix your resume, all of it. I think people think that the idea of finding clarity is so outdated. It's just very cliche advice. It's not very specific, and it doesn't really offer you much idea of, like, what do you mean find clarity? Finding clarity in this case, and I really want you to think about this and think about the impact that it is. It's like when you build a house, you want to set a foundation. You want to have a plan, right? Like you can't just like go in and build a house. You have to understand what the foundation is, like what it's made out of, the type of weather that area receives. All of the things, right? You have to understand what that looks like. So when you find clarity within yourself, and you're the only one who is able to find clarity in the right way. And if you've worked with a career coach before, anyone guiding you through your job search, then they should not be telling you what to do. Someone who is really going to support you in the best way is going to ask you the right questions. And that's what finding clarity is all about. Asking yourself the right questions and being honest in your reflection and in your answers. So a lot of times when I work with clients that maybe they've worked in a particular industry for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they're thinking, well, I want to get a promotion in this area, or I want to move up within this area, but it doesn't really seem as though that is actually what they want to do. but they think that that's what they want to do because that has been their experience so far. But so when I am working with a client, I make sure to ask them the right questions regarding what they enjoy about their past work. What are they think their limitations are, or maybe this is something that I'm helping them identify what their limitations are. And quick interruption, I will say I have combined all of this information into a short guide, and you can find that in my job search freebie, or you can get my job search bundle with the resume templates and questions just like the ones that I'm going to ask you, so you can really dive in much deeper in terms of finding the right next step for you. You really need to actually spend a good amount of time in the clarity finding phase, right? Understand what your strengths are. What do you genuinely enjoy doing? What do you see yourself continuing to do of all of the things that you've done so far in your career? Maybe it's even things that you've done outside of your job that maybe you want to implement, where you're like, hey, this thing that I'm doing at work, I don't mind it, but it's really draining me, right? So depending on the approach that you want to take in your next job or the experience that you want to have in your next job, then really think about what this might look like for you going forward. And the thing about when you have done this effectively, when you have effectively found clarity in your job search, then you are approaching your job search from an actual place of knowledge, and you can apply to jobs that are actually a fit. You know the things that you should include on your resume. You go into the interview with so much more confidence. Have you seen someone interview for a job where they just were not really sure that they were going to get it? The way that they are showing up in that interview is just not an accurate representation of that person's strengths and skills.